All right.
Board members are here. I can't see.
I can see Ralph and Brenda, myself.
So no Mary, Ave,
Let's see here.
or Melissa.
Let's see, Tim, Steve, Stacy.
I'm here too.
Does that mean we
Yeah.
have a quorum
Yep,
or not?
Patricia's there.
Ralph.
So we have 4, right?
We do have a quorum.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Hopefully,
Thank you.
I hadn't heard that anybody wasn't going to be making it, so hopefully they're joined late.
I was just talking to Ave Botter 20 minutes ago, so I do assume he'll be on, and I've had communication with Mary today, so I expect them to join.
Yeah. All right. All in favor of approving the current agenda?
Aye.
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 All right. Looks like Ave just joined also. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of April 22nd, 2020?
So moved, Ralph.
Second, Patricia.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. May I have a motion to approve the April Treasurer's Report?
So moved, Brenda.
Second, Patricia.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Okay. Receiving reports, superintendent's reports.
Okay, thank you. Since our last meeting, the governor, as you know, has closed all school buildings for the remainder of the academic year and redefined the rules for the statewide budget votes. Just last week, though, the Finger Lakes region was cleared to enter the first phase of a reopening plan as they satisfied all items on the governor's checklist to qualify. At South Seneca, all of this has created 4 new large tasks for us, in addition to maintaining our food distribution and remote learning activities. First task, number 1, setting up procedures and communication that will allow us to complete our school year. Our calendar has student school days up through Wednesday, June 24th. So we are mapping out timelines for completion of academic work, collection of materials, and reporting of progress. It's fair to say that we're in a new phase of remote learning now, where the fatigue factor of this model is running its course. Of course, everyone is adjusting to the demands and doing what we can to make this as manageable as possible. Second big task, working through the mechanics of our budget vote. We've used the shopper for communicating basic information. We're also sending out postcards, and we'll have the brochure out to the community next week. All the election materials are being printed now, and eligible voters should have ballots in hand by the end of the month. We're also preparing the budget hearing video to be posted on our website by May 26th. A reminder to everyone who is voting that completed ballots are due to us by June 9th, no later than 5 p.m. Task number 3, planning for a graduation ceremony. To be completely clear, we are still planning to do our ceremony in person on June 27th, unless we're prohibited from gathering. That prohibition is in place at the moment, and if our ceremony was this Saturday instead of the end of June, we wouldn't be able to do it. With the gradual reopening of Seneca County, though, we remain hopeful that conditions will be such that a strict socially distanced ceremony at the track can happen. I'm in good contact with the county health department, and we'll stay in touch as the date gets closer. Of course, we're also putting action plans in place for alternative dates, or in the worst case, a virtual ceremony of some type, if that's where it ends up. Last, number 4, we're outlining plans for the summer and the fall as we prepare eventually for reopening school buildings. At this stage, we're gathering hundreds of pages of guidance on what this might look like and sifting through specifics about what would happen at South Seneca. It's still too early to communicate plans, and before long, we'll be looking to get some other stakeholder groups involved in the planning process. As a Board of Education, you'll also be asked to contribute when we get into the summer months. I know you've heard this before, but we can't say it enough. Everyone is experiencing the hardship of the pandemic in their own ways, but our school community has risen to the challenge beyond all expectations. We understand that in some ways it's getting harder as time goes by, not easier. And we really want to acknowledge how grateful we are for the hard work across the board from everyone. One piece of that hard work is going to be very visible tonight. It's May 20th, our opportunity to join the hashtag Be the Light movement across the state, where we will light up the Ovid campus for 20 minutes at 8:20 p.m., that's 2020 military time, celebrating the class of 2020. A big sadness of this closure, of course, is the loss of a final spring semester for our seniors, and the community is doing everything we can to show our appreciation for their accomplishment as they finish out their high school experience this way. Finally, from a budget standpoint, even after the first look back period ended on April 30th, we still have no formal communication from Albany about whether our aid was impacted. Some of our advocates have correctly noted that the revenue uncertainty will be among the most difficult challenges of all, so a better turnaround of information in the 3 future look back periods would be helpful. As you know, the next one ends June 30th. Thanks to all of you on the board as well as we move through these remote board meetings. We can say the same about this that we say about remote instruction. It's not a great substitute for being together face to face, but it's what we all have to do for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Moving on, administrative reports. We had both a report from an elementary board and the middle school, high school board report. Did anybody have any questions, comments?
Could I just ask if we could get a report, or are there already plans for children getting things from their classrooms, middle school, high school, getting things from their lockers? Is there a process, or will there be?
Yes, that's part of what I was mentioning about putting things together for the end of the year. So yes, that's going to be all happening in June. Since we have instruction going all the way to June 24th, we want to time it near the end of that period.
Thank you.
Steve, you guys, this is probably in all the consideration. Are we thought about letting kids keep their Chromebooks, or at least ones that don't have a device otherwise at home for over the summer?
Yeah, we've been having that conversation. You know, at first we wanted to get them all back because we do some servicing over the summer, but we've recognized that exact same issue, so we're talking about it.
Cool. Thanks. I figured.
Yeah.
Brenda again. Will there be a report to the board on maybe students at risk of maybe not graduating? I know it's been difficult with the pandemic and being out of school. but some kids have struggled right along. So will we get something on that before the end of the year?
I certainly can do that, yes. I'd probably prefer to be giving you numbers rather than names, but I can do that.
Just numbers.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right. Back on the supervisor reports. Any comments on those?
I have a question.
Yep, Ralph.
I was surprised. I'm sorry for the echo here. I was surprised that we're feeding only 241 out of our roughly 700 students. Can you give me some perspective?
So once again, we've been in touch with every family. So, we don't want to be delivering meals that aren't needed. And so, the communication is ongoing. And Kathy Bishop, our Director of Food Service, is right on top of the list to make sure that the food's going out to everybody that needs it. So if the number is 241, then those are the ones that need it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll say I think the pictures of the elementary gym look really great. So I'm excited to see that in person. So
Yeah, it does look great.
all right, moving on to board member reports.
I just want to mention, Peter, I attached your certificate for the professional development hours that you earn. Usually when we're in person, we get to present that to you in person, but I attached it there so people can see it. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Peter.
I would just like to thank Lance and Steve and everybody else that was helped make our drop off of our seed starting kits with Farm to School possible with the lunches. Everybody was just extremely helpful to get those out. Also, to let us use the lobby for follow up. We got rid of. Let's see, well, about 110 through the lunches, and we had another 100 or so down at this end between a library giveaway and people being able to pick them up from the lobby, and then also yesterday's food distribution. So Farm to School, I think, had possibly the biggest impact by the schools being closed than sometimes they do when we're open. So thank you, Steve and Lance and everybody and Tim for helping with that.
Absolutely. Happy to do that.
Okay. Board committee reports.
Peter, just on behalf of Mary, since it doesn't seem like she's in the meeting, she did want to mention that the 4 county school boards is going to be doing their elections of officers coming up in the month of June, and she just wanted that to be on people's radars since our board will get a vote on that. I just told her I'd make sure we mentioned it.
I was attending, along with Mary, a meeting of the special ed committee yesterday. It was very brief. Stacy gave us a report of the statistics and some of the activities of students in and out for the last 2 months, which I guess was the last time we met with her, but the meeting lasted only about 20 minutes.
Great. All right. Any other questions, comments from the board committees? No. All right. Moving on to new business. May I have a motion to accept the resignation for the purpose of retirement of Naomi Zuckerman from the position of business administrator effective January 31st, 2021.
So moved, Brenda.
Said regret, Ave.
Discussion?
I very much don't want to do a lot of reflection on Naomi's career because she's still with us for 8 more months, Naomi.
That's right.
So
But-
we'll save all of that for January, and just thank Naomi specifically for making this official now so that we can adequately prepare a succession plan. It's really helpful to know in May ahead of time. So thank you for getting the letter done, Naomi.
And hopefully we'll be together so we can all say something, because I think we all want to say more than nothing.
Yes.
Absolutely. For sure,
Steve.
for sure.
If we vote no, do you have to stay? Is that how this works?
This is the first time for everything.
Yeah.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 May I have a motion to extend the childcare leave request of Jackie Action Bateman through January 3rd, 2021?
So move, Brenda.
Second, Patricia.
Discussion?
Jackie is our middle school counselor and has requested this extension, which is part of her rights of the contract.
Steve, where does that leave us for middle school counselor for coming up?
So we will continue with a full-time replacement for Jackie. As you know, we also have an opening in the elementary building for a new position. And so, we'll have to see where this all settles after we go through the hiring process. But we will absolutely put a full-time person in that position as we did previously.
And unfortunately, the person that's been doing it already thought that she didn't have a job for the first part of next year, right? So she's gone, or is going to be gone?
She's
Oh.
We're well in touch, and so that's still very much a discussion.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. May I have a motion to appoint the 2021 election inspector, Dottie Traphagen, to the at the rate of $12 per hour.
So move, Dave.
Second, Brenda.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
nays? All right. May I have a motion to approve the rollover of the teaching assistant agreement effective July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021?
So move, Dave.
Second, Brenda.
Discussion?
So under these circumstances, we've mutually agreed to hold off on negotiations. This essentially adds 1 year to the current agreement and gives us time to continue negotiations next year.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? May I have a motion to approve the CSE recommendations?
So move, Patricia.
Have a second?
Second, Dave.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? May I have a motion to approve the cooperative purchase bid with DCMO BOCES for the 2020-2021 school year?
So move, Brenda.
Second, Patricia.
Discussion?
So this is an annual approval that the board does. There's 3 different approvals that you'll be making for 3 different agreements. The DCMO, they are just one of the groups that we work with for various purchasing bids. and the district saves a lot of money compared to either other purchasing units or through state bid. So we're pleased to continue working with them.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Nope. All right. May I have a motion to approve the generic purchasing bid with DCMO BOCES for the 2020-2021 school year?
So move, Brenda.
Second, Patricia.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Okay. May I have a motion to approve the food and cafeteria supplies bid with DCMO BOCES for the 2020 and 2021 school year?
So move, Ralph.
Second, Patricia.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Okay. May I have a motion to approve the contractual agreement with Ithaca City School District for health and welfare service for the 2020 school year? Is that the right
That's-
school year?
Like now?
It's like right now.
Actually, it is right because it's going to be done retroactively
Gotcha.
Okay.
as far as one student involved. Yes.
All right.
Thanks, Naomi.
I think I need motion still.
So move, Dave.
Second, Brenda.
All right. Discussion?
So we provide health services through our nurses at the school district. We're also required to provide health services of students that are placed in other locations. So Ithaca happens to be in the same locations we are as far as providing health to their students. So we cross-contract with them to provide it for any single students, in this case, one student that we have in New Root School.
Gotcha.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? All right. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So move, Brenda.
Second, Dave.
Discussion?
Excuse me, Mary's just come on. I just barely got here.
Hi,
And
Mary.
I had a heck of a time finding it. I need to have a vote on the for the 4 counties group. I need to have a vote on the new, on the people who are running for president, first vice president and second vice president. President is Robin Johnson from Penn Yan. First vice president is Russ Harris from Newark. And second vice president is Joe McNamara from Seneca Falls. And each school that belongs to 4 counties has to vote on those candidates, you see, in order for them to get the role. So if we can have a vote on our board, I'd appreciate it. And the other thing that well, let's get that taken care of first.
Yep, we mentioned that during the board member reports,
Did you?
Mary, and we'll arrange to make sure that that vote happens on our behalf.
Okay. And then the other thing is that I wanted to let you know is that I've been the South Seneca representative to 4 counties for several years. I'm just excited to hand it over to somebody else if somebody else would like to be the representative.
And that's something that we can formalize when we do our reorganization meeting in July.
Okay.
So we'll just make it part of that reorg meeting when we meet.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mary.
Oh,
Thank you.
now, I think a vote, vote for the meeting to be adjourned, yeah.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, thank you.
Everybody.
Don't forget to light your
Thanks,
lights and go
everybody.
to the parade.